So basically what I'm doing here is a display relocation, and I've got this part here I just received today in the mail. Basically, as you can see, you can take this display from this section here. I don't know if you can see these little grooves. There's two little Phillips screws that screw into the side over here in these holes, one on each side here. And then the display just slides right up off the top of this. Then basically this aluminum bracket just unscrews. It has an Allen type of bolts on it on either side. You can just put it up underneath here. And what I've done here is, you can see I've taken the cabling, I've wrapped it around here once, and then brought the display up, and as you can see, it's not going to pull tight. I've checked to make sure that the cable doesn't pull too tight from lock to lock, basically giving us a nice center location for the display. And I'm going to do a little bit of tidying up on the cables. We're going to use one of our little rubber grommets for this thing here. And then I'm also going to do the plate to cover up that, but I'm maybe feed these wires down through the light housing. Actually, what we want to do is make sure that this brake should be lining up with this flat spot here, so that when you're pulling it in, it's not coming into contact like that. So what we're going to do is loosen up the throttle. And then we're going to rotate that to where it's nice and has plenty of room for that to happen. Also, if you haven't adjusted your throttle bolts or tightened them in a while, it's time to go and check, because when I just tried to undo that one, it was not exactly tight. And I've got about 230 miles on the bike, so just make sure you're always checking your bolts, tighten them down properly. You don't want something to go missing, lose a bolt or something like that. So I feel like that's a good angle. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to tighten down the brake over here. And now what we're going to do is remove the housing of the light, this light off of the housing. We're going to route the cables behind the lights so that, I mean, these loose ones basically, the heavier one, this heavier one, maybe all of them actually, would probably be a good idea. So what we got there, that was upside down, but nowhere in the instructions tell you which way the light is supposed to go, so I'm kind of just guessing. I feel like the light wants to be somewhere above these others. Maybe I just leave this one off. This one, maybe not. This feels like it's going to be a problem, but see me moving the bike lock to lock to make sure the cables aren't too tight. It's not. Okay. We've tucked the wires behind there. We had the little number plate on there, and we're cleaning up that wire. And I think we're going to be good. All right, we got that one started. Let's get the other one. We got it in there. It's all good. Just a matter of tightening it up. I'm not going to tighten it up all the way, just basically get it in there and go lock to make sure we're not pulling on any wires. It's very important when you're doing this kind of stuff to, you know, be careful, test a lock to lock, check your wires, make sure there's no real tension anywhere. So this one is that. Okay. That's the front brake.
After you've mounted the light and tightened it down, be sure to check the height of the beam. You don't want to be blinding people as they come at you.
Gather up those boys like such. And now we have some good clean cable management. A lot of older Surrons didn't come with this bracket, so I've seen people make something for this, either with a zip tie or, you know, and loosen the zip tie there or something. But the 2022 Sur-Ron X came with this. However, when I got it, it was up here, and when the forks would compress, the brake cable would go and then rub on the wheel, and you can hear it in some of my videos basically. Alright, so we're gonna get to this number plate cover thingy, and it's a debate on whether you want to use the shiny side, I guess, or the matte textured side. But in my case, I'm gonna use the shiny side because I'm gonna throw this sweet Punisher decal right on there. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so your bike came with this bag. It has the zip ties for the number plate and also the programming port. Alright, so what we have here is all the zip ties in place. We're not going to get that cable. Yeah. Loosely tightened. Gonna check it. All right, we are set. We're going to take it for a quick test ride. Now we can see the display here. Our speed is a lot easier to read than over on the right or the left here. Steering feels normal. See how the wheelie practice has come along. Not too bad. Got to cover that back brake. Get used to that. Kind of the key to not tilting or tipping, I guess, is to not yank on it. But it's hard to get it up without yanking on it while you're moving. So the slower you go, you can just jam the throttle. Get going. Well, everything looks good.